Okay, so I wanted to make a short video on something I've been threatening to do for some time now. Mid-side recording, in particular mid-side recording acoustic guitar. Now, there's quite a few videos online of people giving tutorials on this. But I do it slightly differently. And I think that the way I do it is a little bit, it's going to give a much better representation of the recording of an acoustic guitar. I mean, there's loads of different ways that we can record acoustic guitars. We can double track it, pan it hard left, pan it hard right. We can XY record it, which I'm not going to go into what that is right now. But the very common technique is mid-side recording. So, I mean, what is mid-side recording? Well, it's a way of turning a mono signal, which is what an acoustic guitar is. I mean, all instruments really are mono. We just perceive them as stereo because we got two of these. We got two ears. So what we're trying to do is to turn that mono signal into a stereo signal, stereo guitars. So we've got a much better soundstage of the guitar. So I mean, so the way it works with mid-side recording is that we need two mics. This I'm using is a Sontronics ribbon mic. Now, a ribbon mic, the polar pattern is always figure of 8. That basically means it's capturing this side of the mic and this side of the mic. I've got a small diaphragm condenser in the middle, which is picking up the middle of the guitar. I mean, these are particularly good for recording guitars. So what I'm looking at doing is getting is recording the guitar with this method. So I've got I'm picking up the neck of the guitar here, the body of the guitar here, and pretty much all of the guitar in this area via the STC, the small diaphragm condenser. As I said, these microphones are Sontronics microphones, ribbon and small diaphragm condenser, and they're permanently sat up in this studio to record mid-side guitars. Mid-side guitar recording is pretty good if you're a singer-songwriter and you just want to capture the essence of the performance in stereo. So let's have a look at how we do it. So first thing, I'm gonna get out my guitar and I'm gonna just I'm gonna position these microphones. Oh, another thing just to bear in mind: the small diaphragm and the ribbon have got to be really close together, because otherwise we're going to get phase issues, and it sounds weird. So we just got to get these guys pretty tight together, touching really. So the position of the mic is we're looking at a 12-12 technique. All right, so that's about 12 inches away, and it's 12 fret up, kind of aiming at the heel of the neck. We've got to set up 3 tracks. I use Cubase Professional, so we've got to set up 3 tracks. One for this part, one for this part, and one for this part. And I'll jump into Cubase later on, and I'll show you how this kind of thing works. So if I I'm just going to play it, anything really. Okay, so we're going to hop on to Cubase now, and I'm going to show you how we configure the mid side. Okay, so now we're in Cubase. We can see that we've got our 3 recorded guitars separately routed to 3 tracks. So if you can have a look here, you can see what I've done. I've labeled one the neck, one the center, and one the body. In fact, let's move this back here because it's going to be a pain in the ass. Let's do that. Okay, that's fine. And so I've created a bus track, okay, which is a group track, and I put an effect. And we're not going to do any effects or anything yet. We're just going to have a look at the basics of the guitar. So what's different about this technique of mid-side to what I would say 99% of the others that I've seen is that I'm recording the 3 tracks. What a lot of people will do is record the 2 tracks and they'll duplicate this track. The only problem with that is you're getting 2 identical tracks, i.e. it's either you're getting 2 lots of the body or 2 lots of the neck. My technique, well, it's not my technique, it's a technique that I've seen used by other producers that I've worked with, is that you're actually getting the full scope of the guitar as it's being played from the listener's perspective. So I got the neck, the center, and the body. So let's have a listen to what's going on here. So pretty uninspiring stuff, really. It's a mono guitar, which is being completely, which has been recorded 3 times, but that doesn't matter. We've just got 3 mono signals, direct center. So let's have a look at livening this up a little bit. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to go to the body, and what we want to do is we want to go up to our audio, and we want to bounce this track. Okay. We want to replace this track with a bounce track. If I don't do that, whatever I do to this track will directly affect this track. Okay, so because they're both the same prints, this will kind of just mirror whatever I do here in terms of processing. Is just going to mirror this, and they'll all change. Now I've bounced that track. What I want to do is I want to go into my processes in Cubase, and I want to reverse the phase. Now, why am I reversing the phase? Well, what I need to do is to differentiate this mono signal from that mono signal. So the way sound waves work, let me just reverse that phase. Yeah, so there we go. It's been, no, actually let's reverse the bloody whole track, silly bugger. Okay, so let's do that again. So go into processes, and we're going to invert the phase. There we go. So usually with sound waves, what we get is this kind of, that's what they call waves. They go like this. So if we don't invert the phase, we've basically got 2 exact same waves, and we're going to get phasing issues, and it's going to sound weird, and it's going to really have no sound at all. What we need to do is completely invert the phase. So as opposed to the sound waves going like this, they now go like this. So they're symmetrical. So if we can imagine before, if we got 2 sound waves shaped as a C, if we do that, then they're both exactly the same. But if we flip one of the phases, we've got a completely different shape in the sound wave. So the next process, I mean, that's the really important process, the mid-side recording. We have to invert the phase. So now my next protocol is going to be to, I'm going to hard pan this left for the neck. I'm going to hard pan this right for the body. Okay. I've created a bus track. What we want to do now, if I go into my mixer, we want to create a bus track here. Okay, and then what we want to do. So actually, let me just do it for you. Let me just take that away. What am I bloody doing? So now, if I go to my group tracks, I add a track. I create a group. Okay, it needs to be a stereo. stereo bus, and we're going to call it acoustic. Then what I need to do is I need to get my mixer back up here, and I need to go to my routing, and I want these guys sent to my acoustic. Okay, what I can do with this, I can click on the whole thing, shift to go back into my mixer, and now put Q-Link on, and it'll do them all together. Okay, so I'm going to send it to my group's acoustic. Boom, boom. There we go. We've got it. It's all nice. We're going to put them all flat. Now we've hard panned the left, and we've hard panned the right. We've hard panned the body right. We've hard panned the neck left, and we've got the center. Obviously, it's going to be straight in the center. We're going to take that down, and we can move it down here. Okay, so now let's have a listen to that guitar. Let's turn it up a little bit. So you can hear I've got control of the left, and I've got control of the right. And now I can blend in the amount of balance I want for the guitar. But you can now hear the difference with the guitar. The guitar now is opened up, whereas before it was just quite a dull, as I said, an inspiring recording. We've now got quite a nice sound. So let's have a listen to that again. So that sounds a lot better, but we need to make it sound a lot better again. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our bus track. Now we don't need to individually process these tracks now, because they're all sent to one group track. So that means we only have to put processing on the one track, which is the group that all these guys have been sent to. So the first thing I want to do is I want to add a little bit of compression to it. And what I use for the compression is a valve compressor, which is by SSL. Most of the stuff I use is SSL. I mean, I kind of know, I've been using SSL stuff for about 20 years, so, oh God, longer actually. So I kind of understand the way they work, and it always helps when you're using software if you know how to use it. Okay, so all I want to do is I just want to get this threshold down a bit. And I want it fairly I want a fairly quick attack. And a fairly quick release. Let's bring that threshold down a bit more. Yeah, so that's what we've done there is we've kind of treated it in much the same way as we do vocals. Valve compressors give a really nice vibe to acoustic guitars. And, you know, we want it similar sort of way to vocals. We want to have fast attack, fast release on the compressor. This is just going to kind of control all those transients that guitars have. So that's the first point. Now I want to EQ the guitar, and again, I mean, let's go back to the start again. So I'm going to use the same manufacturer of the software. I'm going to use another SSL plugin. I'm going to use their channel strip, which is a really, really good bit of software. Don't be put off by all the knobs. So what we're going to do here, I just want to have a little bit more compression afterwards. So when I'm using this compressor over here, I'm not going to use fast attack. I'm just going to slow it up a little bit. This is just going to catch even more transients. I'm looking to get this light here to just touch that the -6 dB. We're kind of looking at almost like a bus compressor. We want it just touching -4 dB. So let's have a look again. It might be a bit much. Probably a bit much. And that's going to be about perfect. And then what we're looking to do now is we need to take all the gunge from the bottom. So we need to put a high pass filter on it. We're looking at about about 70 hertz. I mean, anything below 70 hertz, with acoustic guitar is pretty useless to us, and it's you know, it's gonna just come across as just a dirty sound. So we need to just get rid of that. Now I can add a little bit more bass now because I've filtered out most of that low end. So the low end that we are getting through, we can control it a bit more, and that's the low end we want. We want low end from about, from about 185. Looking at about 200 hertz. That's kind of the low end we want from an acoustic guitar. We want to not too much. So the SSL software is really responsive, so you don't have to do a lot with it. You've just got to be quite light-handed with it. We're going to add a little bit more. Too much top end there. Okay, so now the last thing I want to do on this in terms of compression is I just want to add a bus compressor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to SSL. You can see you can connect the dots here. I kind of like SSL. They do it for me. So I'm going to get their bus compressor up. Okay, let's go back to this top. So with bus compressors, you're looking at getting it to like bang onto that that 4 dB mark. That's the way you really want to ride it. So I'm going to just quicken the attack up a little bit. So that sounds really nice. So we're gonna make it sound a little bit more nicer as we go. So what I've done is I've set up a reverb, more of a room emulation. I use this reverb a lot. It's by T-Rex. It's called Sunset Sound, and it's based on the very famous Sunset Sound Studios in America. And this is their plate spring. This is their plate reverb or spring reverb. This is actually, is that right? This is the So it's the plate reverb. So plate is really nice for guitar. So I'm now set up that this effects bus, and I just now need to send my my bus track, my acoustic bus to the reverb. Just way too much. We'll back that out a little bit. And we can roll off the bottom of that effect on the bottom end. And what I'm going to do with that reverb is I'm just going to, if I go to the inserts, I'm just going to grab an EQ, something like FabFilter Pro Q3. And what we're going to do is we're just going to tidy this reverb up a little bit. And this is called the Abbey Road trick. What they do is we do a high pass and low pass filter on the reverb, and then just round about 1K, we're just going to do a little dip, a little bit like a baby's bum, and we're going to just tighten that. And then what we can do here is yeah, so there we've got a really nice sounding, natural sounding acoustic guitar sound. The guitar I'm using is a Guild D40, which is a really lovely guitar. And that's what we're trying to do, really. We're trying to bring out the characteristics of the guitar, and so it sounds really natural. So yeah, so that's really the crux of it with mid-side recording. If there's any questions, anything you feel that I've missed out, or if anyone wants to flame me in the comments, because that's what a lot of guys do. But I mean, you know, we can discuss it and see what you guys think. Hopefully you enjoyed this little tutorial, and if there's anything as I said, you want to know, just find me some comments down below. Please like and please subscribe to the channel. It really helps me, and I can, you know, carry on doing these videos as much as I can, because you know, I'm on, I think about, I don't know, bloody hell, I think about 400 odd subscribers, so it's really hard to build it. So if you can just help me out, I'd be really appreciative. Okay, thanks. See you guys later. Bye.